Hi everyone, this is just a quick video to answer a question that somebody asked me on Instagram. Karishma contacted me and asked me how I made these cards, and I did promise that I would make a video and show you how it's done. You will need a big shot embossing machine to make these cards, so if you don't have one, you might want to consider buying one, or maybe you just like to watch the video to see how it's done. You don't necessarily need a big shot. You could use a Cuttlebug if you've got one, but I happen to have a big shot, and it's this. That's the big shot machine, and to get the embossing you need embossing folders such as this one, and on the pinky colour card that you see at the beginning I actually used this, which is a combination of embossing folder and die cutting, and I did get this from Hobbycraft in the UK. I don't know if they still have them. You would need to have a look online. I will see if I can find a link to them, and if I find one I will put it over on my website. So this is the multi-purpose platform that you use when you're putting anything through the big shot, and there are these plastic plates that you also need to sandwich your work between. You'll see what I mean in a minute when I actually use it. These ones are very well used. They're got cut marks in them, and I have actually ordered some new ones because these ones are quite bashed around now. But this all comes with the machine, and it does explain on the front the various thicknesses that you need to use. You can use them with one tab open or two tabs open. You have to use it according to what the thickness of the material you're using, and whether you're embossing or die cutting. It all depends. So for what I'm going to do, which is to use my own artwork, these are prints that I've made myself onto card. So you just close it up in the embossing folder, and then you put it between the two plastic plates. I'm putting an extra piece of card on top to make sure that it does go through there very tightly, because you want to have lots of compression as it goes through the big shot to make sure that you get your embossing and your cuts. So you can see I'm having to put quite a bit of effort in there to get that through the machine, and that means that when I get it out the other end, the embossing folder will have done its job. Okay, so if you're watching Karishma, this is how I made the one with the mandala, and in a moment I will show you how I added a touch of gold on the front, just around here on the embossed part that you can see there, just there. I'll show you that in a moment. Very important thing to know is when you've done, you must take something sharp and weed out all the pieces that get left behind, because otherwise when you go to use that die cut again it won't cut properly with those bits left in there, so make sure you get them out. I'm going to show you how to do another one with a different embossing folder. If anyone wants to know how I actually create my art cards, just ask me, and if enough people want to know, I will make a video showing you how I get these cards. It's quite easy. So now you can see how I get the embossed designs onto my art cards, and in a moment I'm going to show you how I add more colour onto the raised areas of the embossed design, just dry brushing over here with my finger with a bit of paint on, and for this one I'm going to use a bit of metallic green paint. It's only a couple of quid from the range in the UK. You don't need to use very much. You just need to have some on your finger, but you don't need very much, otherwise it won't work. It's a dry brushing technique, and you'll need to try it a few times, and then you'll get the hang of it. If you put too much on, you can't take it off, but you can always add paint. So always remember that you can add paint, but you can't really take it away very easily, unless of course you paint over it again. You just want a very subtle look that only appears on the raised part of the design. And I used exactly the same technique on the pinky coloured mandala one. I'll show you that in a moment very briefly. It's quite easy to do. The main issue for most people is if you haven't got an embossing machine or a die cut machine, it's quite hard to do this. You really do need the machine. Although I have made a video showing you how you can create embossed designs. I'll put a link above where you can go to that video. Embossing machines, I think the last time I looked on Amazon, they're under £60, and I have got them in my Amazon shop. So if you want to have a look at them and see how much they are, and the embossing folders too, I have got them in my Amazon storefront, and there will be a link at the end of this video to my website, and that is where you will find links to my Amazon storefronts. But okay, so there you go, there's the mandala one, and I'm using the same technique of dry brushing some gold metallic paint over the raised parts of that, and that's the result that I got. And I believe that was the one that you're probably asking about, Karishma. I hope this has helped. I hope you're not disappointed that you do need a machine to do this, but as I said, if you look at I have got a video that shows you how you can do something similar to this without an embossing machine. It's a bit of a cheat way to get this effect. Anyway, you can have a look at that video too if you want to. Well, thanks everyone for watching, everyone that's made it this far, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye for now.